Diablo 4 bad. Who would have expected, right?
In here with another video, and in this video we're going to go over my first impressions of Diablo 4. Now, I do want to open the video by saying if you're currently enjoying Diablo 4 and having fun, please don't watch this video. I am fairly disappointed with this season, and
Which means most people are gonna watch it because there's not a lot of people who are enjoying this season.
this is just going to be talking about those things and like an overview of my first impressions. Now, I think I've played roughly 12 to 15 hours, something like that, and I'm already done. I've stopped.
By the way that they marketed this season, create your own construct. Bro, are you kidding me? The construct does like two things and it does it bad and it can only have two skills and there's not a lot of variety, honestly. Everything feels pretty generic and lame. That create your own construct was a little bit of a tall sell in my opinion.
Playing, and it was very, very uninspired. And to me, that's really disappointing because last season, I think I played somewhere between 200 to 400 hours, even played some off stream.
Wow.
I mean, I was actually having a decent amount of time with my friends doing Duriel farming
True, season 2 was way better considering everything.
and things like that. So I got quite a few days in, and I was expecting, you know, the new boss to be Duriel level, which it wasn't. I mean, I watched Woody kill it in 3 seconds. Honestly, just like watching other people's impressions is what made me quit early, because I was okay with the league mechanic or season mechanic not being amazing at the early game, and I was like, ooh, maybe it'll be good at the late.
Not being amazing is kind of a, also tall order to sell here, okay? The league mechanic is absolute garbage. That's the biggest problem here. Whoever thought that traps are a good idea does not only deserve to be fired, they deserve to be clubbed like a baby seal. It is what it is.
Game. And then somebody linked me a clip of Woody with the skitterbot, whatever it's called, the robot. And it was just like, he was just looking at it do like no damage, and he was like, yep.
Amazing.
That's pretty much it. And that's because the bot doesn't, like, it scales off all your stats, all your damage. So early on-ish, it does something. You can see that it's doing damage. But it doesn't get any of your multipliers, which is how we scale damage in the game. So later, when your damage relies on multipliers, it doesn't get.
I told you. I told you before the season started, there's only two options here. Either the bot is going to be amazingly weak and no one cares, or the bot is going to one-shot everything 15 screens away from you and, well, that's fun, I guess. And whatever it ends up being, in this case, completely weak and useless, Blizzard is going to hotfix it in a couple of days or maybe a week until the point where it does the opposite. So in this situation, from useless, we're gonna see an update that literally makes the bot just completely blatantly overpowered sooner or later.
At that, so it does no damage at the end game. And it is also insanely long to like level it up and build it and stuff too.
They already fixed that, by the way. They fixed that part. And as predicted, they did the classic Blizzard thing. They course corrected so hard they're going in the opposite direction. And, well, previously it was hard to level up your abilities for the bot. Now it's like you can almost max half your stuff in literally an hour or something like that. The course correction is as wild and stupid as you would expect from a Blizzard product. From this is too slow, it takes days, to this is too fast, it takes minutes.
I mean, like somebody said it was 2,000 volts to max it. The vault mechanic is quite boring and monotone. And if we're looking at the Diablo 4 Reddit, I mean, as you can see in the background, like in the PoE community, there is a lot of memes.
People are finally saying what I have been saying for a long time, that the devs need to be replaced. Again, the devs constantly make such humongously nonsensical design decisions that literally make no sense to anyone playing. The devs completely have no idea what they're doing. I don't... It's not the fact that at this point the devs don't play Diablo 4. I wonder even if they use computers, honestly. I wonder if they even understand the concept of games. I don't know.
games with D4 bad, even from those who do like the game for hours at launch. It's pretty insane. The number one thing that like kept me playing a little bit was the build I was playing. The charging barbarian was pretty fun. I didn't even get the aspect that gives me the ancients to charge with me side by side, but it was just simply not good enough. Like there wasn't enough to look forward to. So I would say last season's mechanic was really fun early. They nailed that part, and ideally you do want a mechanic to have a fun early game component, a fun start, and it
True.
needs to be good. The last season didn't do that, so it's just really fun early. But then there was the new Duriel stuff at the end game, right? So I could keep doing that, and that was quite nice. But this season, from all we're seeing so far, and looking people play at the end game, it's not fun early and it's not fun late game, and the new content isn't enough. And there's so much, I don't know, it looks a bit unfinished. The lab mechanic, it's basically like, it's a little bit like they've taken
The labs, by the way, this is my least favorite. Oh, I'm actually in front of Zizarin. Oh, well, it is what it is, boys. The lab mechanic is my least favorite part of the design in this game. If I had to pick one thing that the design-wise should be deleted, it's actually exactly this. It's dreary, it's hollow, it's depressing, it's stupid. I understand why the Zakarum went extinct, because who would want to live a long, prosperous life when this is literally kind of where you spend all of your time? You know, it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense that the order just collapsed and it was over. Because everything's just, you know, bleak and stupid and whatnot. So yeah, and all of these layouts, they feel the same.
bad part
Because they are
of
the same.
lab in Path of Exile, and made that a big mechanic, but also without rewards. So that was pretty disappointing. It's also static. So it is exactly the same lab you're running through each time. There's no variation. It is the same lab, and there's even like
Yeah, it's stupid. And the funny part is, now that you get 10 of this protection, I actually played yesterday, I did one lab. Okay? Let me tell you the experience. You click the pearl 2 times, you get 20 charges, and you just run through the traps. You just take damage and call it a day. It doesn't matter. It literally does not matter at all.
you can run through the lab, finish it, and then go back to the start, pick up a Sultan's warning, and then click the chest. So I don't know. There's just a lot of things missing. Other than that, I'm very excited for next season already, which kind of sad that I'm saying that already. I'm excited for next.
Bro, you're excited for the next season, bro. I'm excited for Diablo 5 at this moment because I think we at this point, bro. Season 2 was an improvement over Season 1. Season 1 was not even a season, let's be honest. Season 2 was at least better, right? At least. It still wasn't a proper game, but at least it's something, right? Season 3 is just back. Let's go back, boys. We failed. Dude, I can't imagine how bad Season 4 is gonna be. Again, every decision the devs make, it just seems like they completely just don't know what they're doing. It is what it is.
Season because of the itemization changes. But yeah, this season was a massive dud to me. There is
Again, we literally can't. What the biggest problem with Diablo 4 is that the base game is bad. I'm gonna say this every single time I check anything Diablo. The base game is still bad. The itemization, the world tiers, all of this is bad mechanics. Basic skills, some of them are useless, some of them are good. Blizzard can't even make all the skills usable. There are still skills that people literally never choose to use because they're bad. We're playing a game where there is absolutely no reason to make all the skills unviable. Okay? Every basic skill should be something that can clear AoE clear. Every core skill should be something that can AoE clear. Every skill that's not utility should be something that has AoE and can clear. At this moment, skills that can't do that are just dumb. It's just an absolute disservice. It makes no sense. Why? Well, it makes sense why Blizzard are bad, but you get the point.
something else I want to talk about too, which I thought was disappointing, and that was the drop campaign. I got inspired by Darth Microtransaction, who had like really funny like buy horses from me memes and stuff like that. And I was actually gonna go to a friend of mine who she has horses, and I was like, "Can I ride your horses and we make a commercial?" And she's like, "Hell yeah, that sounds fun." So I was gonna go do that, and then I saw the horse, and it's just a plain brown horse, and I'm like, why would anyone spend $10 on this? I don't want to advertise this. I don't want to be like, hey guys, you can give me two.
Yo, boy, come on, let's be real. There's still people who play Diablo 4 and are actively saying, oh, if you don't like it, don't play it. How about you grow a brain? How about you just, go to a doctor and, get some autism pills or something like that so you can, think straight for a second, huh? How about that?
Subs, so I get more money, so you can buy a plain brown horse. I just thought it was garbage, so I didn't want to announce that and talk about it. And then something else that happened, I was like, oh, let's compare and look at the old mount, how cool that was. And especially the fact that it's bigger. Well, they've just shrunk that now. I've never heard anything about it. I just I switched to the mount, which is usually quite a lot bigger. And that was a big selling point of it, was that it was in fact a larger. It was like 30% larger than any other mount. It is now.
What difference does that honestly make, in my opinion? I can't do anything about the knocking. It's gonna happen. It's outside. Yeah, it's pretty loud. It is what it is.
Oh, exactly the same size. So the fact that Blizzard are changing cosmetics after selling them, frankly, I think that's quite unacceptable. Like, imagine if Path of Exile sold a cosmetic for $10 to $30.
Dude, if you think Blizzard is not gonna... How is it getting louder? If you think Blizzard is not gonna take advantage of you buying Blizzard things, that's on you. Honestly, Blizzard at this point has already showed you everything you need to make the educated decision that Blizzard bad.
And it's like glowing, and a month after they just remove the glow. Like, I think it's very, very weird that they've just like massively reduced the size of the horse, and a lot of streamers.
What do you mean? The horse size probably is tied to your stash space, and your stash space needs to be loaded by everyone who has ever installed Battle.net. The horse needs to be smaller, otherwise the servers are gonna crash. What do you mean? There's a logical reason the horse needs to be smaller.
And myself included, was talking about, yeah, it's like, it's cool, it's larger than the other one, so that's a big selling point. It's a little bit weird, and it should be illegal to me, in my opinion, to like do something like that after selling something. But yeah, I was surprised I didn't see any talking about that. That pretty much sums me up. I am done with Diablo 4 for this season.
Yo, guy made it 4 days in. It is what it is.
Mostly because I've seen the fact that it doesn't really get better at the end game at level 100. And honestly, if it needs more than that to feel good.
You know what's the best part about these traps? When a lot of things spawn, you don't even see the traps. That's probably the best part about the traps. 10 out of 10.
Then it's just maybe not for me. But again, for the people that are enjoying Diablo 4, I hope you continue to do so. I will continue to checking out Diablo 4 every season. I don't know.
Same. I wonder if there's ever going to be a season where I say, yeah, Diablo is currently good. It's fun. I don't think there will be, because I'm convinced the developers at this point are just convinced that they need to make a good season mechanics, and that's it. That's how they fix Diablo. But that's not true. The game is just bad on its premises.
If it's worth doing a podcast, I usually do a podcast with Asmongold, Woody, and Crip. But the thing is, like, I don't know if I should be on a podcast when I've played this little. And I just feel like it would be a very negative.
Hey, you survived 4 days. That's more than 90% of the player base.
One. So I feel like I would just rather make this video, talk about it. Might do some mini podcast impromptu stuff with others, but we'll see. I'm initially not planning anything, at least. So let me know in the comments down below. Do you love this season? Are you happy with what Blizzard is doing? Am I out of touch?
Nope, no one's happy with this. Anyway, that was our boy Zizarion. It is what it is. Anyway, this is Quizzer Said Sen. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.